Yo, what is up guys, Stravant here, and today we are going to be doing a Roblox video, but this time it is about plugins. The best plugins of 2019. I know it is kind of early for this, but oh well, it doesn't matter. For me, these are the best plugins that I use. I will be making another video like this sometime in June, so the best plugins halfway through 2019. So let's get started on this. There's only 7 plugins, so it would be a quick video, so we're going to get right into it. Okay, so you want a tall chair. You want it very tall, so you go to your scale and you try to make it tall, but it's just not working out. It's just giant, too big. Try to scale it again, but it's just a struggle. It's all messed up now. So what you do is you go to your plugins, and I found this plugin called Model Transform. It's very easy to use. You just click on it and click on the Y and just drag it up to how tall you want it, because you're very tall. And you click on transform, and there you go. There is your chair. Let's say you wanted it like a bench. So you go to your X, drag it out, and transform, and there you go. So that's how to use this. But let's say that you wanted a nice tall tree. You want a tall tree for your backyard or something. So you go to X and you just bring it all the way up, because you want a very massive tall tree. And you just click on transform, and there is your very weird looking tall tree. So this is Model Transform. The link will be in the description, and we're now going to be moving on to the next one. Next we have NPC Pathfinding Maker. So this is good for your role-playing games, or just if you want people to be wandering around doing their own things, kind of make it more realistic. So what you do is click on Pathfinding Maker and click on the model. Then have all this. Place nodes. This is the path that your character will be walking. So I'll just place them. Do a circle, and then it's going to finally come back to the original location. So we're now going to stop placing. I'm going to loop it, and you can do your animation. I'm just going to do default walk. You can change more to this, but this is just going to be very basic. You can now finish it. So it is finished. You can now test it by going to the play button right there. And there we go, we have our guy walking. You can also make him slow down and stop. If you try to, get him off his path, he will continue to follow his path. He will just go right back to it. This is good for role-playing games, just to make it more realistic. So now we move on to the next one. So now number 3, Stravant, Model Reflect, and Gap Fill. So we go to our plugins, and we go to Reflect. This is actually very helpful. So you gotta click on your model, click Reflect, and you can just reflect whatever access you want. So you go to this, it'll reflect it there. Now if you go to Reflect again, and click here, it'll reflect it. So this is actually very useful especially for building, just to make things a whole lot easier on yourself. So that's Reflect. This is just very simple thing to do. Instead of just, duplicating it, kind of dragging it make sure it's perfect, and then, duplicating it again, dragging it there. It's a whole lot easier than that. Now we move on to gap fill. So let's say you want to make a castle wall without gap fill. You just go to part, you're just like, okay, scale this, it's just like a wall, okay, that's easy. And now let's just duplicate that. Oh no, yeah, there we go. I'm just gonna rotate this, rotate it, and move it just so it can fit. There we go, that's a wall. To make things a whole lot easier, gap fill is just the right thing to do. So, go to gap fill, go to one stud. Best guess is it's random. So, click on that corner, click that corner, and there you go. Look how simple that was. Click on that one, and that one, and wow, look at that. That was so easy. And there you go. It's your nice wall for your castle. I know it's a little bit off. That's because I just kind of rushed it a little bit, and I didn't make these the same height, so that's just so you get the basic idea. So that's the reflect tool and the gap fill. Now we move on to the next one. Don't you hate when this happens? When you find a super awesome cool tool in toolbox, you find it, and you go to test, you go to play it, you're like, I can't believe I found this tool. This looks so awesome. You go to equip it, and you're like, look at this thing. This thing is so sick. But then, you're just like, no. Why? It's all messed up. Don't you just hate when that happens? And then you're just stuck there, trying to find the tool grip. What's the right one? Just like, okay, I think this is going to be let's go with a 2 or something, or I don't know. And you're like, okay, maybe that's a 1. I don't know. Well, here's to make things easier on yourself. Go to Plugins, Tool Grip Editor. Click on the tool, and you will be given to this. So, you just gotta drag it to the way you want it to look. This is very, very useful. I use this almost all the time because I make games with weapons. So, that looks pretty good. So you're done, just click out of it, and you can test it again. See if this works. And you go to pick it up, and what do you know? You got it to work. Look at that. Look how cool that is. So this plugin is very useful. Now we move on to the next one. Okay, so number 5, quick build. So let's say you built this massive tower out of small little bricks. So you go to test it out. But first, what you didn't even test it out. All you did was just publish it. So let's just say you're in game. You're in game, and you go to test it out. You're like, this is sick. I made this super cool tower out of small little bricks. How cool is that? And then all of a sudden you join in the game, and then all this happens. You're like, what? What happened? No! And you get all frustrated, and you don't know what's wrong. You checked it. You even tried to make it a little bit better. This is lagging out my game a lot, so you don't even know what happened. All these bricks are just falling. So you don't know what happens. Well, I'll tell you what happened. You forgot to anchor it. And that happens when you go to home and then click on part. It doesn't come as anchored. But if you had building tools, or quick building tools is another one, quick build, you just go to part, spawns in a part, and it's already anchored and everything. Plus it's also a whole lot easier if you're doing plugins, then it's just right there. Part, outline, last part, and then you can do a wedge, a sphere, a cylinder. You can do all that types of stuff. It's actually really cool and a whole lot easier. I use this all the time when I make my maps. So that one was a very quick one, and then we move on to the next one. Now, number 6, cutscene editor. This is also useful if you want to make a nice intro for your game. You have cutscenes. This is actually very easy to do. You just go into your plugins, go to cutscene edit. You can then use your capture camera, you can preview, you can make a new one, save, but right now we're just going to capture it. So, we're going to start from right here. So this is all the stuff you can do. You can rotate it if you want to, make it all weird or anything. I'll just rotate it by 2. You can do some transition, time, so do all sorts of zooming. And now we just we capture a new one. This time we'll go in from here. We'll do a slight zoom in, maybe a slight rotate. We'll do 3 seconds. And now moving closer. And closer. And closer. And there we go. We can now preview our cutscene. Very nice. Oops. This is good for making also RPG games or any types of games. This works just great. Yes. And there we go. We have it. It's done. So, now we move on to the next one. Number 7. Building Tools by F3X. This is very useful. I use this all the time, like all these other plugins, but this one I use the most. Have you ever had trouble on adding parts that are too long or too big? For instance, this. You're just like trying to put it in sometimes, and there you go. And now this one, just trying to put it in the best you can. So, alright, I want this in the middle, but no, this isn't in the middle. So you're just there, having trouble. So you go down to your properties. You go to position, and you're like, okay, so maybe if I move this to maybe 78.5, let's see, that works. No, that doesn't work. Maybe 78.9. Not really, but oh well, that'll work. No, that does not work. So, what I have is this plugin. It works. It is very, very useful. So all you gotta do is just look at that. Boom. You want it in the middle? Well, guess what? There you go. It's in the middle. Well, look how easy that was. That was so easy. Of course, you can change the increments too. So let's just say you want to move it a lot bigger. So you go with 10, and then it moves it by 10. You want it very small movement, so you move it by 0.01, and it doesn't. Oh, I changed the wrong one. 0.01, and it moves it by 0.01. this is actually very useful. And of course, there's more things you can do with it. You can also rotate, because I've had troubles with Roblox things, and when you try to rotate it, it kind of has a slant. For instance, something like this. Let's unlock it. Something like this. So you go to rotate it, and you rotate it around, and it's kind of stuck at an angle like that. But with building tools, this helps. You can even just change it. So you want to go 180, there you go. It's 180. It's actually very useful. You want to go with 0.01. Oh, there you go with 0.01. You can change it, rotate it however you like. You can even also extrude it, but it doesn't really work too well. Anyways, guys, that's all the plugins I have to share with you. I will be making another video later. If you like this, please like and subscribe. I'll be doing some more videos similar to this, and just some other cool ones, I guess. So I'll be leaving the links to all these plugins in the description. So yeah, guys, see you later.